Let's go to page 120, and this is lesson 9.2. This lesson is on the complex absolute value. Okay. So absolute value is the length or the magnitude of that complex number. And there are a couple rules that's very important. So if you have absolute value or magnitude of z times w, you can separate the two. Okay, so this is equal to, so if you're going to find the magnitude of the product, you can find the individual length or magnitude first and multiply. So you can multiply first, then find the length, or you can find the length first and then multiply. Okay? Same thing with division. So when you have the absolute value of z divided by w, this is equal to absolute value of z over w. Okay? Now, this only applies for multiplication and division. You cannot do that with addition or subtraction. Okay? So let's go to exercise. Exercise 9-6. So it says find the absolute value of the complex number. Okay, you got 12 plus 5i times 7 minus 24i. It sounds complicated, but it's super easy. Okay? So again, you can apply that. So this is absolute value each one. So from here, basically what you want to do is instead of multiply, okay, it's easier to find the length first. Okay. Now remember, this is the length, right? So you can use Pythagorean Theorem, or if you know from the geometry, this is a spatial triangle. 512 will give you 13, right? This is also a spatial triangle. 724 will give you 25. Okay, and so this will equal to, let's see, so 13 times 25 equal to 325. Okay, and that's it. Okay, super easy. Okay, now if it's not a spatial triangle, then you just have to use Pythagorean Theorem. So you're going to get square root of 12 squared plus 5 square. Now, one of the common mistakes is that the students put the I inside, and when they square, it becomes minus. That's not correct. When you figure out the magnitude, the I is just here the direction. Okay, it tells you it's that direction. Okay, so basically, if you were to graph this would be 12, 5. So it would be 12, 5. Okay, 5, 12. This will give you 13. Again, if you're not familiar with a spatial triangle, just use Pythagorean Theorem. So it would be square root of 144 plus 25 equal to square root of 169, so equal to 13, and that's what we get. Okay? So again, this is super easy if you understand what it's asking. Again, the absolute value means the magnitude or the length, okay, of that triangle, and you can just draw it and you can use Pythagorean Theorem. And if it's a spatial triangle, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, and just multiply. Okay? So once you understand the magnitude is super easy. Okay? There is an important theorem on page 121. And this is called a triangle inequality. You have a w plus absolute value of w plus absolute value of z is going to be greater than or equal to absolute value of z plus w plus z. So what it's saying is this, okay, you have the length, this is w, okay, and you have, let's say if you have like over here, and this is z, okay. So if you add the vectors together, so this length over here, this would be your w plus z, the length. Remember, absolute value means the length, okay. So if you're familiar with the vector, if you're adding the vector, so from here, and then you go, so when you have this hypotenuse, a triangle like this, so this had to be, so the sum of these two sides had to be greater than the hypotenuse, okay? Or else, if it's equal, then it's a right triangle, okay? If it's greater than it's going to be some kind of triangle. If it's less than, then you're not going to have a triangle, okay? So that's kind of where they came from. So again, the triangle inequality is saying that the length of the longer side had to be equal to, the length of the longest side have to be less than the sum of the other two sides. Okay. Okay.